What is going on, guys? It's Matt from Beater Darkness Book Reviews. I have a new obsession. My new obsession is Mylar wrapping those beautiful, beautiful hardcovers. So it's not hard. It took 10 minutes of research, but I'm going to make this video based on what I wish was out there when I wanted to learn how to do it. So it's going to be very straightforward. This is my way of doing it. This isn't the only way of doing it. In fact, there's quite a few different ways you can do it. So there is a list of tools you'll need. I got lucky. My wife's a graphic designer. She's been doing this for a while. So I had a lot of like the craft tools, if you will, laying around the house. I'm gonna list those. I'm gonna say them out loud so you guys can hear them. I will also throw up a slide directly after this shot, kind of just laying it out black and white for you. All right, guys, I do want to say, if you hear the chickens, hey, they're just saying hello. So, supply list. We're going to start off with the actual Mylar itself. This is what I use. There's a bunch of different kinds, brands. This one specifically comes with paper attached to the Mylar. You don't have to attach that yourself. It comes just like that. Oh, hey there. It is the brand Brodart. And this particular type of Brodart Mylar is just called Brodart Fold-On, and it's 10-inch. Now, you're going to see a bunch of different sizes. The most is 10-inch and 12-inch. Those are the two big sizes. The 10-inch will get and cover 98% of the hardcovers that we have. That's all I need, and I've got quite a few hardcover books to cover still. After the Mylar, you need something to cut it with. I prefer, you can use a couple different things. I prefer what my wife kind of introduced me to use, and it's very sharp, be careful. Not much pressure is needed. A rotary cutter, this is a Fiskars. It's a great brand. Comes with replacements. All right, sorry for the shaky camera. The next piece is very, very important. So you need a surface that you can kind of scratch up and cut on and it not do much damage to either your surface, I guess that's a personal preference, or the tools you're using, like the rotary cutter. What I use is a Fiskars 24 by 36 self-healing mat. You can get these at Walmart, Michael's, I'm sure just any craft store that you go in, because it's very useful. Again, this is a really big one, and it works well for doing book covers, because by the time you open the dust jacket, it's much longer than you'd expect. But you can get smaller sizes. That's probably the priciest part of this too. I would say the 24 by 36 Fiskars self-healing mat, between $60 and $70. But like I said, you can get different brands and smaller sizes. Okay, very important piece, the tape. I go with, and I did a lot of research with this, because I didn't want a huge wide piece of tape that you would see from outer space. You know, you may be able to see some tape on a covered hardcover with Mylar covering, but it's going to be very little. So I wanted to have a small presence as far as seeing the tape. So I went with 1 inch, and this is called Crystal Clear. That's the brand, and they make that promise, and they deliver on it. So regular Scotch tape would work. It's personal preference again, but I tried this brand. This is the first time I've ever bought Crystal Clear, and it's very sticky, and you can't see it on the page unless you're really looking. There's a step in the process as well where I'll show you when we get to it. You have to fold and crease the Mylar so that it stays, kind of like creasing a piece of paper, but Mylar isn't easily creased. So you pick up this is called a bone paper creaser. The brand that I have, I can't pronounce, and there's a million different brands, so it really doesn't matter when it comes to this, what brand you get, because you know, it's not going to vary very much between brands. This last tool I put as an optional. If I'm being honest, I hardly use it. I would probably benefit from using it, but I guess I'm hard-headed, and that is a straight edge. So I picked up, just for demonstration purposes, a level, because this is the straight edge, and what would you need that for, right? So once you mark the length on the Mylar roll and the size of the piece you need for the book that you're doing, I just cut it what looks straight. Well, we could be super straight with it and not have any waste. That's where the straight edge would come into play. Then it's time for the most important part of this entire process. The most important tool, that'd be the book. Today we're going to be wrapping Howard Andrew Jones, The City of Marble and Blood. And whoa, I know this isn't a book review, but I had no idea how much I love sword and sorcery. All right, guys, so the first thing, which I've already done, so I got the book out of the way, is we will take the dust jacket off. When you unroll this Brodart paper, the 10-inch Brodart fold paper, what you'll want is the paper part on the outside like this, facing me. It's split down the middle, and I'll show you why in just a second. But with its face down, you know to put the dust cover face down, because the other side is the clear Mylar. So what this first step entails is we basically just line things up. And once we do, I'm gonna mark down here where the dust cover ends. Doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I usually don't even do this part. But this just ensures that we have a pretty even cut so that the length isn't too long or too short. That way we don't waste or not have enough. And now I'm going to just basically use the straight edge and cut it. So now, usually before I start, I do this, but I'm going to do it right now, actually. So set your materials up, but with the tape, the clear tape I showed you, I'd probably use 8 little pieces per book. You'll have to do it your process a few times to know your number. Either way, I cut little pieces beforehand. That way I'm not trying to put the dust cover inside of the Mylar and trying to juggle tape and scissors and what have you, whatever you're trying to cut it with. So have your tape ready to use. That is my probably my biggest tip as far as what I've learned so far. All right, guys, so now we're going to get this dust cover into our cut to size piece of Brodart folded Mylar. And you'll see why the paper or how the paper comes into play, and the reason I enjoy and like and prefer to have this Mylar for that reason. So, as you guys can tell, 10 inches leaves a gap up here, and we want it to be flush, right? So, we're going to scoot this all the way down. The dust cover's all the way down in this crease. Let me show you right here. That means it's flush at the bottom. What we're going to do is bring this piece over, and we're going to get it tight. We're going to crimp it tight in the middle first, then the sides. And we're not wanting to fold or put a crease in the dust jacket. You just want it right there to line up at the top so you don't have a bunch of Mylar hanging that way. It would look a little crazy on the shelf. So this is where the creaser comes into play. You just crease it all the way down. Same thing this way. And that should stay well enough for you to get your tape and to be flush when you fold it. The next step is, I usually use 3 pieces here, so I like to start at one end, or you'll crimp it in the middle. Start on this side and get your That was not tight enough. That would be better. Pull it tight so the top is tight and flush against the dust cover underneath. Grab your tape, go to the middle. Again, pull it tight so you don't have Mylar hanging off the top of your book or below it. Same thing all the way over here. Pull it down, make sure it's flush at the top. And it doesn't have to be pretty, guys. Look, you're gonna be seeing the dust cover, which is obviously the most important part, because that is what we're wrapping these for, to protect that. Next step, we grab the book. All right, now that we've got the book, you can see the creases in the dust jacket as you look over it, so you can see where to put your spine, okay? Now what you're wanting to do is just fold it. It's gonna be a little stiff at first, but that's why we're folding it right now. Fold that front end. I like to fold that over, pull it tight. Fold in the back. Let it sit there for a second. Get it flush. And, well, if you didn't know any better, you would think that we're done. It looks great, easy, quick, worth it. So, now is where the rest of the tape comes in. I usually start in the back. I'll hold that in place. And I usually like to get more tape on the inside to stretch around, and so there's not much on the outside. You get the top and the bottom. Back's done. And you can see sometimes if you use smaller pieces of tape, you won't see as much tape when you put it on the shelf or when you fold it. And now we'll go to the front. Same thing. Try to get as much tape. Usually I used smaller pieces of tape. I didn't have what I needed, so this is what I have. Still going to be gorgeous. And the same goes for this side. Okay, so first when you set this on the shelf, when you slide it in against other books that are covered in Mylar, you're going to notice a resistance. It's kind of sticky. It's actually kind of satisfying. I don't know why. I guess it kind of just makes it to where it can't fall off the shelf. Not that it really would, but these creases will be more natural after it's been on the shelf for a week. It's going to be much more flat and kind of not puffed out. But this one went really well. Look at that. It looks gorgeous, and if you want to read it like that, you can. It's not going to open on you. I've had some where they don't tape this part, and again, this isn't on my book. This is just on the Mylar, this tape. So say you decide to take Mylar off, you're not going to ruin anything. I am completely soaked. It is so hot out. I wanted to make sure to get this. I've had a lot of questions. I've been posting that it's been really fun and satisfying to wrap my books and to look how nice they look on the shelf. And I've gotten the question of, I've got the supplies. I just haven't pulled the string because I've never done it. I don't know how to. I said, perfect time to make a little short video. I hope you guys enjoy it because I am obsessed with the Mylar wrapping now. And I hope that you find that similar sort of passion for it. As usual, guys, thank you for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. We will see you very soon. And thank you for joining me at Beard of Darkness Book Reviews. I'm Matt. See you later.